FalconPunch!
I am finally up to date with Dorohedoro. Fuck yeah!
Hello everyone, it is your favorite kind of punch, Mr.FalconPunch 996, the underrated king, back to bringing you guys another new video. And as you guys could tell from the beginning of this video, I am officially up to date with the English released and translated volumes of Dorohedoro, which is volume 1 through 8. And it's just an amazing feeling, you know, just to be up to date with the official released, English released volumes of one of your favorite manga series of all time, since it's just awesome. You know, every day I could just look at my manga collection over there and just look at Dorohedoro, you know, just see the volumes I have. Because, you know, Dorohedoro is the highlight of my manga collection. It's my Dorohedoro volumes and my One Piece volumes, and I'm still working on getting up to date with One Piece. And, you know, as we all know, One Piece is a huge series, so it's probably going to be a while before I get up to date with that. And I will do a video on that once I get up to date as well. But for now, it's time to talk about Dorohedoro, because we all know I am YouTube's #1 Dorohedoro fanboy, man. It's the fucking truth. And today, this video is kind of going to work as a pickups video for the 3 volumes I got last month. And of course, you know, they're all Dorohedoro volumes, as well as just me fanboying over Dorohedoro. You know, we'll just look at all the volumes of Dorohedoro, and I'll tell you guys my personal favorites. And, you know, just stuff like that. It's a Dorohedoro video. You know, go read Dorohedoro right now. You know, once you're done watching this video, you know, go out and treat yourself to just reading Dorohedoro. I don't care if you're reading other manga series right now. You know, drop those manga series. You know, screw them. Go read Dorohedoro, man. It's the shit, okay? Not the stinky shit, but the fucking good shit. So the first volume we're going to talk about is Dorohedoro Volume 6, which is another great volume of Dorohedoro, you know, as always. And before I get on with the actual content of this volume and, like, what I liked about this volume, allow me just to talk about this volume cover, since this volume cover is pretty freaking beast, and it probably is easily, my favorite volume cover of Dorohedoro, because just how beast this freaking volume cover is. I mean, look, En's on the cover. En's a beast. I mean, he's like a magic mafia boss who just makes mushrooms look like the most badass thing ever, and that's just some good stuff right there. And like, just the way the cover is so awesome, like the color and everything. And my camera's not really doing this volume justice, but like in real life, like, this volume looks like the frickin' shit, you know, the good shit, not the stinky shit, man. And this volume is just frickin' epic. Now, as for the actual content of this volume, I can't really tell you much, and the reason for that is because at this point of time in Dorohedoro, a lot of crazy stuff is happening. And if I actually told you, you know, what happened, it would lead to spoilers. So for the sake of not giving any spoilers to those of you who have yet to read Dorohedoro, which, you know, I highly recommend you do, I'm just going to talk about my favorite moments of this volume, since there's a lot of cool stuff that happened in this volume. One of them would have to be En's backstory, because En's backstory is pretty good. I mean, we're still not sure if that's his actual backstory, because according to Shin and Noi, En kind of, you know, hyped it up a bit, but still, if his backstory is true, and most likely it sort of is kind of true in some events, En is just a total badass. I mean, he was raised in hell. Like, here he is in hell, just like chilling. You know, En's a boss. I mean, look at this. Like, some demon just found him as a kid, just eating some stuff. I mean, En's just a boss. And like, he's so boss, like, look at the way he rides his freaking broom. I mean, like, that is the most awesome way to ride a broom. Like, I don't know how that's possible, but it's like the most awesome way ever to ride a broom. We also get to see the Cross-Eye Boss do some crazy shit, and, you know, the Cross-Eye Boss, you know, he's a badass motherfucker. I mean, he took down Shin and Noi in seconds like it was nothing. And trust me, Shin and Noi, as I've said in past videos, they're like the best ass-kicking duo ever in manga history, and for them to be taken down in seconds by this one guy who doesn't even have magic power, you know, that's some crazy shit right there. And then in this volume, we also get a flashback and we get to see Aikawa. And Aikawa is pretty badass. I mean, look, like right here, he just cuts off this dude's nose like it was nothing. Like, he just does it in such a nonchalant way. It's just badass, and Aikawa is really badass too. But yeah, this volume is just, you know, full of epic win. I mean, it's Dorohedoro, obviously it is going to be filled with epic win. But yeah, that is the end of fanboying over Volume 6, because we've got 2 more volumes of Dorohedoro volumes to fanboy over, so yeah, prepare yourself. Because now it's time to fanboy over Volume 7, and the person who's on the cover of this volume is none other than Professor Kasukabe. And while he's not the most badass character in Dorohedoro, he is pretty cool, and I really do like the background of this cover. It's pretty beast. Plus, on the bottom, we got Johnson, who is probably easily the most badass cockroach I have ever seen in any form of entertainment, since, Johnson for the motherfucking win. But yeah, as in every volume of Dorohedoro, a lot of cool stuff happened in this volume, and we're gonna fanboy over it right now. The first thing to fanboy over in this volume is that we officially get to meet the Cross-Eyed organization, and the Cross-Eyes are pretty badass, and they're introduced in a very fun and badass way. And the funny thing about the way they're introduced is because we get to find out very early on that, despite what others think, that the Cross-Eyes are kind of, super poor. And we also get to meet, Dokuga. And, Dokuga, among the female fans of Dorohedoro is like a fan favorite, since like almost all the female fans of Dorohedoro are in freaking love with this guy. And while I don't think he's as cool as everyone else says he is, I still really do respect him, since he's a very, very loyal person to the Cross-Eyed boss. Plus, I have to admit, he does have badass moments, but, it's all about freaking Shin, Shin just for the freaking win. And of course, speaking of Shin, in the end of this volume, Shin just goes beyond beast mode. Like, he goes like freaking insane devil mode at the end of this volume. I mean, like, I just had freaking chills when I reread this panel like over and over again. This panel is just so freaking beast. I mean, look at Shin. He looks like he's gone through hell, but he just gets back up like nothing even happened. And this was after, he's been beaten up, stabbed in the face and chest and all that shit, but he still gets up like a freaking boss, and he's just like, I'm ready to kill you guys. Like, playtime is over. You guys are now going to become my bitch. Because, that's how Shin rolls. Because, that's why I'm a Shin fanboy, because Shin is just the freaking shit. There's also a lot of other cool moments I want to talk about, but like I said, I don't want to spoil anything, since all the other cool moments are pretty like key points in the story of Dorohedoro. So yeah, I don't want to spoil anything. So we're going to move on to the last volume, and that is none other than Volume 8. This is the last volume I have, and this is the volume that made me officially updated. That is until, Volume 9 comes out in a couple weeks, which, I'm going to buy, and then I'm going to be continuing being updated with Dorohedoro. But this is Volume 8. Pretty damn good volume, and I do have a special connection with this volume. Since this when I read this volume online, this is where I officially became super connected to Dorohedoro, because like after this volume, I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Dorohedoro is like my favorite manga series of all time. Since before getting the Volume 8 of Dorohedoro, my favorite manga series of all time was One Piece. But, it's still one of my favorite shonens of all time. But, Dorohedoro, favorite series of all time. And it's my favorite series of all time for good freaking reason. Because this series is just way too badass. Like, way too badass. Which is why more people need to read freaking Dorohedoro. I mean, look at this. The art is just freaking badass. I mean, not that many manga series could give you art this good. And one of the reasons why I like Volume 8 so much is because in the first couple of chapters, it just focuses on Shin being a total motherfucking badass motherfucker, just wrecking shit, just Shin doing what he does best, and that is brutally murdering people into bloody, gory bits. And in this volume, we have what is probably easily one of my favorite moments of Dorohedoro, because just how epic and insanely badass it is, and I'm about to show it to you. And that is this moment here. This is after, Shin's just been fighting this one creepy monster dude, and, Shin, is just done going easy. He's had enough, so he headbutts the dude, okay? He headbutts him once, does some effect, but not that much. But, Shin's like, I'm not done with you, bitch. Come over here. I'm going to continue raping you. And then he headbutts this dude one more time, and then boom, his brains freaking fly out, because that's how hard the headbutt is. It's like boom, like the brains and bits are just coming out of his head, and it's just gory and amazing. And look, like, you get to see the after effect, like, it's just coming out like a river. I mean, I'm probably gonna get a community guideline strike for this, but like, just look at this. I mean, this is just some gory ass shit, and that is why I like Shin, because Shin, man, Shin, the dude's a beast. And let's not forget, Noi also gets some badass moments in this volume. I mean, she freaking kicks this dude so hard that, like, she makes a hole in him, and, you know, that's some badass shit. I mean, Noi's a badass, but, you know, she needs to be a badass because, you know, she's Shin's partner, and she even punches this dude so hard that a hole comes out of him, too. So, that's how beast Noi is. Like, she could just freaking punch and kick holes through people. I mean, that's some crazy shit. And, you know, once again, Shin does some more beastly stuff in this volume. I mean, he freaking takes on this giant monster dude, and he's just hammering in his face and just, like, breaking his teeth to bits. I mean, you'll see it a bit later on in this volume if I actually read it. But there's just one point when they show the monster's face, and his teeth are just, like, just completely smashed off. Like, it's just crazy. And anyways, I'm going to be kind of done fanboying over Shin, since there are other characters that did some badass stuff in this volume. Such as Aikawa, since, you know, Aikawa's a freaking beast, and, like, he just completely manhandles this dude. And, yeah, you know, Aikawa for the freaking win. I mean, the dude is so beastly with knives, he just did this in seconds. I mean, he just did all of this with a freaking knife. I mean, Aikawa, you know, Aikawa, it's pretty cool. I mean, he's not Shin level cool, but still, you know, Aikawa is pretty badass. And in this volume, we also get to meet the Gyoza Fairy, and yeah, I mean, this character only appears in extras, but still, while this character isn't really a badass, and this character really isn't a major character since this character only appears in, you know, the extras, but still, I mean, the Gyoza Fairy is pretty cool. I mean, it's a freaking fairy that's shaped like a gyoza. I mean, that's just freaking cool. Plus, we get to meet Natsuki in this volume, and, you know, I like Natsuki. Natsuki's pretty cool. And, yeah, that is basically it for this volume. Again, there's a lot of other things I wanted to fanboy over, but, you know, I chose not to. You know, I have to contain myself. I have to hold myself back, since, you know, if I did, I would completely spoil Dorohedoro for you, and I don't want to do that, because, you know, there's many of you who have yet to read Dorohedoro, and, you know, seriously, if you guys haven't, you know, you guys definitely need to go read Dorohedoro, because, you know, as I've said, it is the shit. And this is my Dorohedoro manga collection, you know, volume 8, you know, with Risu, volume 7 with Dr. Kasakabe, volume 6 with N, volume 5 with Noi, volume 4 with Fujita and Ibisu, if you can kind of see her there, volume 3 with Shin, you know, my boy Shin, the dude's a freaking badass, volume 2 with Nikaido, and of course volume 1 with Kaiman. And I love all the volumes of Dorohedoro, but, you know, I like volume 1 since it's the volume that, you know, started the whole thing with Dorohedoro. Plus, you know, volume 1 starts off in such a beast way. I mean, look at this. Like, this is the best way you can ever start a freaking series. I also like Volume 3, not because of its content. I mean, Volume 3 is still pretty beast, but it's not the most memorable volume of Dorohedoro. But the main reason why I like Volume 3 is because, you know, my boy Shin's on the cover. And while this is not the most badass picture of Shin, but, you know, overall, any picture of Shin is pretty freaking cool. And I also like Volumes 4 through 8 because the awesome shit that just happened in these volumes are just completely amazing. And, you know, I'm really loving Viz for, like, you know, translating this series, but I do have one problem, or I guess technically two problems with Viz of what they're doing with the English translated volumes of Dorohedoro, and that is the lack of color pages. Well, the first 3 volumes of Dorohedoro, these three volumes all had color pages. From volume 4 and on, the color pages are just gone, which really suck because Q Hayashida really has some good color pages, and she kind of changes up the color pages every now and then. Like, she would kind of use a different color or tone or different effect with her color pages, which is why I really did enjoy them and like them, but which is why it kind of sucks from volume 4 and from volume 8 that they're just gone, which, you know, it kind of disappoints me in a way, but still, hey, you know, they translated Dorohedoro for me so I could finally buy it and, you know, support Q Hayashida and her epic manga that is the hellish shambles known as Dorohedoro. And another problem I have with the English translated volumes is that they changed Kirage, this little cat character you'll meet later on, and they changed her name to Judas's Ear, which is Kirage's actual English translated name, but I kind of wish they just left it in Japanese,
because Judah's ear just sounds really weird, and this is probably why I would have preferred it if they left it at Kirage. But still, you know, Dorohedoro for the motherfucking win. Go read Dorohedoro if you haven't already, because, you know, if you don't, then I'm personally going to come to your house and, like, Falcon Punch you, because, like, it's... You just need to read Dorohedoro. I mean, this series is just pure epicness in manga format, which is why I highly recommend you guys to check out Dorohedoro. You know, it's easily one of my favorite manga series of all time, as well as one of my favorite seinens of all time. So yeah, anyways, this is Mr.FalconPunch 996. Sorry if I fanboyed a little too hard over this video, but you know, I'm talking about Dorohedoro here. I have to fanboy. And anyways, I'm Mr.FalconPunch 996. Like, comment, subscribe, as well as subscribe to my collab channel, Beloved Supernovas. And if you haven't done any of that yet, again, I'm going to Falcon Punch you in the face, so you better do that. I actually Falcon Punch my camera right now, so I hope I didn't break it. And anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.